Mr. Randy Duck and welcome back for another video, and today I have another giveaway video for you. I am giving away the Tier 8 Soviet Premium Tank Destroyer, the ISU-152K. Now all what you need to do to enter this giveaway is leave a comment with !duck followed by the gamer tag and console you play on. So that is leave a comment with !duck followed by the gamer tag and the console you play on. The giveaway will end on Monday the 21st of April, at which point I will do a post on my channel letting you know who the lucky winner is, and then we can arrange for the tank to be credited. So that's how you enter the giveaway. What I'm going to do now is get onto this one replay which I have for you today, which is a particularly nice replay to show off the tank with a little bit of a heartbreak. So let's move on to the video. Okay, so the replay we've got to show off the tank for you today is on Fisherman's Bay, where we are top tier. And if you want to see the crew and equipment setup I run in this tank, you'll be able to see it at the bottom of the screen as I speak. So there is 2 enemy artilleries in this game, but there is no enemy light tanks, which is nice. And as I say, we are top tier, and it's the encounter variant of the map. So you've got the cap circle in the middle of the map. I'm not particularly worried about being capped out, if I'm honest. So initially, being in a tank destroyer, we're going to push down to the 1-2 line and try and do TD things and cover our tanks, which hopefully go that way to spot for us. This ISU honestly is crazy. It's got a 750 alpha gun at tier 8, and yeah, it really slaps those tanks hard, and you really feel it when you hit them. You've got 286 penetration on your standard rounds, with 329 penetration on the premium APCR rounds, 1100 shell velocity. You do have a decent concealment, but your track reverse on the tank, your whole rotation speed on the tank is not great. But like I say, that gun is so nice, and we get a nice early start to this game, picking up an early damage there. And we're just being, like I say, patient. We go for a blind fire there, and it actually pays off. We hit that tank and already puts us on about 1,500 damage there. And we've got to play in this tank fairly. You have to try and play like a TD, sort of traditional TD, because you don't have really any armour, to be honest with you. You're not going to bounce many shots, but what you do have is decent concealment, and like I say, a really good gun here. So we're hoping to line up another shot. Unfortunately, that one doesn't go true, but we're moving slightly further forward. So I thought there was a few tanks which weren't quite in my render range, which were getting spotted on that 1-2, so I moved forward to try and get some better shots in. But right now I'm going to try and get a nice shot into this Diamondback, and we do connect and pick up our first kill of the game, bringing us to 2,000 damage with 1 kill. Pretty even so far, 13 versus 13. And yeah, right now I think we've got a pretty even split of tanks, either down in the town area, sort of the 1-2, and sort of the middle. So I've got really no real need to move or relocate at the moment. I feel like I'm in a good position because our friendly sort of heavy tank is pushed up aggressively down the 1-2 line, and that's spotting all these targets, which is allowing me to get shots in when they over peak. So I feel like I'm in the right position I need to be on, but I just need to keep an eye on the map. Enemy Sturm P tries to put a shot into our enemy tank destroyer there over peak, and we do manage to slap him, put us onto 3,400 damage. Hopefully we can land the connect shot, but he does get round into the cover, so wasn't able to land a shot onto him because he's behind cover. Unfortunately, does kill our friendly TD in that location, but we were able to pick up a kill of our own, picking up our second kill, putting us onto 3,400. Sturm Tiger P gets taken out there. Still 11 versus 11, so still a very even game at this stage. And I'm looking at the map. I can't quite work out if we're losing or winning on the sort of 8-9 line at the moment. It's pretty evenly matched up with terms of our tanks over that location. So I'm just waiting just to keep covering our friendly tank here. I'm hoping he's going to poke. So I know there's still an Inderpanzer still in that location, so I'm keeping an eye on that. I am thinking, if we do lose the 8-9 line, I might have to turn around and go to cover that side, but I can do all of that. I've got time to do those relocations if I need to. Right now I just want to make sure I slap these targets when they peak. A fresh, which looks like a stock Tiger appears, and I'd love to be able to get a few shots into that because he's full hit points at the moment. Try and boost our damage there. We are starting to lose the game. We are 1 tank down, but again, at this stage, very, very even. Tiger P's not really peaking enough for us to get a shot in at the moment, but it's a kind of a tank destroyer which you do need to have some sort of patience for. Hopefully this will be our opportunity to pick up the kill here. We don't quite roll high enough, unfortunately we do low roll for the kill, but we do put a big shot in, putting us onto 4,100 damage. Again, evenly split on the game all the way through up to this stage. The game is, well, bang evens with 8 versus 8 with our friendly teammate applying cap pressure now. But looking at the mini-map on 8-9 line, it does appear that we have lost that area. So I may have to pull back actually to the sort of A sort of 4-5 area to cover those tanks coming out of the town there. I'm also conscious that I don't want to leave my tanks here without cover, but I might have no choice but to move over. Otherwise, we're going to end up getting, kind of getting surrounded and not control that much of the map anymore. Although it is 7 versus 8 and still very, very close, like I say, we have lost one area of the map. But I am going to stay just for as long as possible to try and get a shot in, but doesn't really turn out for us. It looks like the Carnarvon is trying to move towards the centre, where I may be able to get a shot into him if he pokes here, so I'm just waiting to see if that happens. So I'm a decent game, 4,000 damage. We are now 2 tanks down, and I'm starting to lose. This is where it starts to go a little bit south, I think, for our team. It's now down to a 5 versus 8, and we're losing like control of the map, which often makes life very, very difficult. But I'm relocating now to try and get shots in the tanks which are leaving the town area, and it looks like I've got an opportunity to put a shot into that stern, potentially if he pokes there, or maybe this enemy medium tank, which we do manage to put a shot blind into, putting us onto about 5,000 damage. Enemy team do have double our numbers now. They are 4 versus 8, but it's still very close on the hit point pool, as you can see at the top. So although the enemy team have a lot more numbers, it does obviously imply that the enemy team are very low hit points. So the game is still close at this point. The enemy team have applied cap pressure. Our friendly tank on the 1-2 line is starting to fall back. I do need to start considering, what is going to be able to light the cap for us. But at the moment, we do have time on our hands. Going to try and get a shot in and finish off that enemy heavy tank. I wish I held my aim for a second longer, and I might be able to get that aim circle down before we got into cover and finish off the kill there. Annoyingly, although I track him in place, I go for the blind fire just in case he's still there, which he's not. He has relocated, and I miss out on an opportunity to finish off a top tier heavy tank, which is not great. But I'm going to stay patient because I might get another opportunity here. Enemy tank which is in or near the cap circle gets spotted. Should be able to finish him off. This time I do wait to aim in the shot, pick up a kill there, confirming our third kill. Not a lot of damage because he was only on like 100 hit points, but it does even the score up slightly to a 4 versus 7. And we know that enemy IS-3 is a one shot to us if we're able to pick up the shot. Enemy tank destroyer is moving aggressively to spot us though. We need to try and take this tank out before he gets underneath the ridge line. We do finish him off, picking up our 4th kill of the game, put us onto just shy of 6,000 and stop that tank getting into a nuisance position under the ridge line there, so that's always very handy. I am now moving back to see if I can cover my remaining tank on the 1-2 line, because once that if that tank dies, it's kind of left me with only 2 enemy artilleries, which is not going to be ideal. It means I'm going to be after target, it's going to have to move forward and sort of try and spot and take the cap out. We are able to finish off that in the Panzer though, which is nice, which is helping our heavy tank on that 1-2 lane survive for a little bit longer. It also brings us back to a 4 versus 5, but unfortunately our friendly heavy tank on the 1-2 line then does get taken out. So we know there is a medium tank coming that way, but we've also got this IS-3 which is coming behind us, and we're able to finish him off. And because we're shooting through the bush there, we actually don't get spotted. It puts us on to 6 kills. We're back into a 3 versus 4, but the enemy team do have 2 normal tanks, and while we obviously only have the 2 artilleries on our team. One of the tanks, which I'm guessing is the heavy tank, is in the cap circle. Now I guess it's a heavy tank because I know where our friendly heavy tank died on the 1-2 line, so I was moving forward to try and outspot this heavy tank on the cap circle, but our friendly artillery actually moved forward to do that for us. So we are going to stop and try and finish off this enemy Oni there. Unfortunately, our artillery does get taken out. For doing that, we are able to finish off the enemy Oni. They bring us back to a 2 versus 3. where I have 7 kills and 7,000 damage. But looking at this, unfortunately, I've only got 1 normal round left, and then 5 5 HE rounds. So it's not great. I mean, it depends how healthy this enemy medium tank is, because the medium tank, if he's a one-shot to us, will be great, because I can finish off the artillery, obviously, with the HE rounds, because I do have 90 penetration on the HE with 950 alpha, so I can easily pen the artilleries. But it's the medium tank which is the problem. Now, I came back here to try and spot this medium tank. Unfortunately, he's moved aggressively, and my shot doesn't go true, and he's full health. And now this, I'll be honest with you, at this stage, I'm thinking, oh no, this is a real problem, because I've got artillery, 2 artilleries looking to shoot us. I'm kind of regretting pushing back on the 1-2. I was doing it to try and protect my artillery, but I think really I should have left and gone the other way, because this is a real problem now. Being the fact that we don't have a turret, this is going to be very, very awkward. And I don't think I've realised at this stage, actually, that I'm about to fire a HE round. I actually thought I might have had a normal round fired. Now, he snaps us on the move there. Again, this is a real kind of problem for us, because we've got the 2 artilleries. We're trying to use the house here to stay protected. What we need to do, the only way we're going to survive this is to somehow escape and get out of there and try and keep our distance. So that's what we're going to do. Because we lose our spot, and we can't. There's no possible way of us fighting that medium tank in a brawl with 2 artilleries looking at us. 2 fun police looking at us. It will end one way, and that was with me dying, either to the medium or to the 2 artilleries. So for me to have a chance at this game, I need to kind of unfortunately leave my friendly fun police as a bit of a bait and just get out of there, because it's the only way I see that I could possibly win. So I'm going to move back down this ridge, and thankfully I've got out here undetected. But now I'm thinking, the fact that he hasn't poked over to kill our artillery means he's probably on the outside of the B sort of 2-3 ridge lines there. If I'm quick, I might be able to get up on this ridge and then get a rear shot into the enemy medium tank with my HE rounds, which will be, I'll be able to pen if this tank rear on. So that's my plan here. Now we do spot him. We also get spotted ourselves, but he is rear on, and we pen him and we slap him for 1,000 damage. Putting us on to, just above 8,000 damage and 7 kills. And more importantly, putting that medium tank onto a one-shot splashable target now for our HE rounds, which is really nice. I opted to try and relocate again, because I thought it was going to chase me. I'm wondering now if I should have just gone and tried to kill this medium tank, because if that medium tank dies, it's just me left against 2 artilleries. So it's going to make my life, quite easy just to kill the 2 R2s by themselves without the threat of the medium tank. So I am poking back up on this ridge, hoping that maybe he comes to our friendly artillery and then we're able to get a shot into him. But I think I might make a mistake here, because our friendly artillery is doing the right thing and running down the 1-2 line. I've kind of opted to go and take this opportunity to go and kill one of the artilleries, but I wish I waited on the 1-2 and just covered our friendly artillery. That's what I kind of wish I'd done. But as I move here, I spot an enemy R2, and I think, oh, this is great. I can pen him and one-shot him with the HE rounds. Unfortunately, it doesn't full pen, and they only splash him for 400. Like, if I had the standard rounds, I probably could have finished him off. And that's not great, because he's leaving now, and he gets behind this rock, which makes it really awkward for me, because obviously now that only artillery's been shot, he's going to hide behind that rock, and it's going to be awkward, because I'm still worrying about that medium tank. Again, I wish I went back to cover my friendly artillery here. I think I should have not done what I'm about to do, but I thought maybe I could find a sneaky angle to try and find that friendly artillery, enemy artillery behind this rock, and get a side shot into him undetected. Now it almost works. We do spot this target here. I'm thinking, yes, I'm shooting through a bush, but he's just behind that rock, and I haven't quite got the cover, and I then get detected, which I don't actually think was from the friendly artillery in front of me. I think it turns out there was another artillery behind me. I mean, I might have got spotted by this artillery, but this is really awkward now, because the other enemy artillery is looking to shoot us. We're stuck in the middle. We do get slapped by the other enemy artillery in the game, and I think this mistake is probably going to cost me this game. But we were running out of time here, and we then finish off that artillery. I think, right, if I can escape here, there's still a chance of winning. We picked up our 8th kill of the game, puts them to just shy of 9,000. But typically, the enemy artillery is up on this ridge, which I wasn't expecting him to be. I'm trying to lose my spot, but I just won't lose the spot at the moment. I'm trying to move, so it's not, so it's a harder shot. Like I say, I'm just not losing the spot, and then the artillery finishes me off, and that was a very, very sad way to end the game. But it could have gone. I had a good game. You know, I've got 8 kills, just shy of 9,000 damage. But I feel like I could have won that if I made a few different decisions at the end, and maybe even have got a pause potentially at the end. So was a bit of a shame to end a game like that, but we still have a really good game. And remember, if you want to enter this giveaway, all you need to do is leave a comment with !duck followed by the console and gamer tag. And yeah, good luck. The giveaway ends on the 21st, Monday the 21st, at which point I will do a post to let you know who the winner is. But as always, thanks for watching, and happy tanking.
Hadouken!